Welcome to Beyond Wisdom. Do you ever feel as though your knowledge of women's thought processes is constantly lagging behind? It's not just a pipe dream, though. Today you're going to learn the most closely guarded secrets of dark psychological tricks that can give you an extraordinary edge in understanding female psychology. By the end of this video, you'll learn the top dark psychological tricks to control any woman's mind, so that you're never left in the dark again. Consider whether there is a way to control her mind. Imagine having the ability to decode and influence a woman's thoughts to your advantage. Number 10. Here. Have you ever considered how to make a lady feel your presence even when you're not around? It might seem a little strange, but bear with me. I'm not advocating for being overly attached, but rather for leaving such a strong psychological impression that she can't resist feeling connected. This dark psychological tactic entails establishing a constant reminder of your presence in her surroundings. You must leave little mementos behind, use particular scents that she will associate with you, and play songs that stick in her head, all of which subtly relate to you. The goal is for her to perceive your absence as a real void that she is desperate to fill, which will make her work twice as hard for your attention, and that, my man, is not just control, but psychological dominance. Number 9, give her space. Have you heard the term, seduce my mind and you can have my body? Many men misunderstand this to mean that they should harass her with presents and texts all the time. The incorrect thing to do, gentlemen, to truly captivate her mind, you must learn the art of absence. Less is exponentially more. Pull back, making her miss you. You can immerse yourself in your hobbies, travel and hang out with your friends to create a life that is so captivating that she wants to be a part of it. When you give her space, you create psychological tension, a gap that only you can fill, and she begins to crave. She can't bear you being away, so my friend is how you keep her safe, not because you're constantly there. The advantage. 8th place, use manipulation of emotions. Ever heard of fractionation? It's a cunning tactic based on psychological concepts that control her emotional world. Women allow their emotions to guide their decisions, so if you can master this game, you'll be in the black. Emotional manipulation is using her emotions as your chessboard. You experience both highs and lows in your emotions. You can be the charming prince one minute, then evasive and aloof the next. This emotional roller coaster puts her investment on overdrive and causes her to feel both a strong connection and a fear of losing everything at once. It's like putting a hook in her head, and once you're there, you can control her emotions like a driver. She gets so engrossed in your world that leaving it feels like breaking free from the 7th gravity. Uses reverse psychology. Why are those limited edition designer handbags so popular among women? Straightforward, they're elusive. To increase your attraction, capitalize on the element of scarcity. To begin, qualify and reject ladies more than they anticipate, giving them the impression that you are the prize they can't have. Similar to those fancy bags, there will be a significant change if you become something uncommon or difficult to acquire. The next time you casually mention how picky you are about dates, or make a joke about your future girlfriend having to live up to almost unattainable standards, women will start vying for your attention. Watch as they attempt to qualify for you. By positioning yourself as a limited edition, you raise your perceived value and manage the dynamics of the hunt, drawing people in and keeping them interested in a way that gives you tight control. 6th place and the 12th place spot. 6th place and then you have to do another one. End of chapter 12. The Breakthrough Session, Music for the Guard. Deflate her ego. In a society when everyone wants attention, it is a power play to be the one who withholds it. Since most women are accustomed to being noticed, adopt a different strategy. Deflate their ego by not giving them the attention they desire, focusing more on their friends than on them, or acting unaware of their presence in social situations. No, don't be distant. This is about strategic neglect. For example, at a party, spend more time laughing with her friends while hardly mentioning her. Perhaps offer a casual compliment to someone else. This is like a subtle challenge to her self-esteem and trust in me. It will make her want to get your attention and begin trying harder to get your attention. This strategy makes her jealous and makes her see you as someone whose approval is worth pursuing, giving you control over how hard she tries to get your attention. The fifth, adopt strategies of confusion. Confusion is a powerful tool if you know how to use it. This tactic doesn't require direct control, but it subtly affects her perception, resulting in a deep-seated obsession. For example, during a conversation, you could be genuinely engaging, then abruptly shift to being slightly disinterested, and then compliment her in a way that leaves her wondering about your intentions. As she tries to figure you out, this inconsistency throws her off balance and causes you to take up more and more of her thoughts. She becomes more entangled the more she considers you attempting to explain your actions. This subtle kind of manipulation embeds you in her mind. Number 4, ignite a desire. Listen up, guys. The biggest sin in any relationship is letting her believe she has you completely figured out. The truth is that desire thrives on uncertainty, so make her worry a little about losing you. Let her know that she's not the only player in the game with other people vying for her attention, and don't be afraid to show that you have other options. Giving her complete control over your worth is equivalent to being overly available. Don't allow that to occur. Play the perspective of the partners in crime. Consider this situation. She dates one guy who spoils her with expensive dates and another who only offers her pleasure and surprises. She remembers pizza roller coasters and a cab journey home. When she invests emotionally and physically, she values those experiences more, turning your time together into a series of adventures. No matter what, she will always be hooked in return for more intense eye contact because he makes her a part of the story rather than just a passive observer. If you do this correctly, you can evoke a strong emotion in her without saying a word. It's all about quality, not quantity. Be the guy who looks into her soul sparingly but deeply instead of being the creep who stares for too long. There's a thin line between being intrusive and being interesting. Lock eyes with her for a brief time longer than normal, then move on effortlessly. Turn away. Do this dance again with grace and timing. This tactic draws her in and makes her want to tear down your barriers by creating a sense of mystery about you and leaving her to wonder what he is thinking. Try this out and see how her appreciation turns into obsession. Keep in mind that your eyes may convey a lot, so be sure they're expressing the correct message. The second story about the subtle mistake traps. If you believe that making a small mistake in your chat isn't a huge deal, think again. This is about setting up a strategic trap, a subtle but powerful tactic in the murky corners of psychological warfare. You introduce a fact that is slightly incorrect, but this isn't an error, rather it's a strategy. Notice how quickly she corrects you. That's your in. She is now more talkative and involved, sharing details she hadn't intended to share. You've just tricked her into revealing a card she wasn't even aware she was holding. You're taking advantage of her innate desire to be correct, turning it against her. It's a chess move that distorts her sense of reality and causes her to wonder what is real and what is a fabrication. Gentlemen, it's a power play. Make good use of it. Play the name game. Have you ever noticed how your name instantly makes you stand out? It's as if everything around you suddenly becomes blurry, and you are the main attraction for that instant. That's the power of a name. This is a straightforward yet effective dark psychology strategy. The playbook uses her name, not occasionally, but with precision, calculated to hit hard when you inject her name into your conversation. It's like a direct shot to her psyche, a signal that cuts through the noise and commands her undivided attention. Using her name makes her feel seen and important, like she truly matters to you. But there's a twist when you use her name strategically, peppering it into dialogue like a master. Shelf seasoning a dish, you're tapping into a deep-seated part of her psyche. You're appealing directly to her ego. It's like saying, "You know, Emily, I really think you would excel at this." Suddenly she's all ears, feeling special and acknowledged. These dark psychological tricks significantly impact your interactions with women by giving you subtle control and influence. However, it is important to consider the ethical side of using such tactics. They are powerful and effective, but should be used responsibly if you've made it this far. Comment below with the word 100% to confirm that you have received the knowledge from this video. For more interesting topics, make sure you subscribe.